welcome to Tribeoholics, guys. The first ever live broadcast of Tribeoholics. As you can see with me today, and with me, other than my co-host Marshall, we've got two special guests here with Logan Robinson, the creator and founder of No Game Day, as well as Gabriel Asasi. He's a booster and one of the biggest FSU fans I know. He loves the Twitter talk and getting people's heads as well. And a big, heavy fan of 15th in the First by Gucci Mane. So if you like that song, Dave's your guy. Head over there, follow them. You got his Twitter handle down there as well. Go ahead and go around and you guys say what's up to everybody.
Well, definitely appreciate you guys having us on. I feel pretty special. We're doing a game week right here before Georgia Tech season opener. Get to come on here and drink a little bit too. I've never had like a podcast say that I have mandatory I have to drink, but it's good to know Caleb's an alcoholic just like me. So definitely appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, thanks, Caleb, for calling me up. I mean, I feel like I'm with a bunch of legends. Logan over here, I've been liking and retweeting a whole bunch of his stuff lately, so I'm glad to finally virtually meet this guy. But big week, man, big week. Ready to talk about some Knowles.
Heck yeah, man. Caleb, thanks for having me on as always. Feels pretty surreal that we got a game this weekend, and I'm really ready to go.
Yeah, guys, super pumped about that. So before we get started, since we are a couple of degenerate drinkers, go around and just see what everybody's sipping on here. I myself am going a little classy tonight. Got my Cab Sav wine, but I've got it in my nice little 14-ounce rock glass. So rocking that tonight.
Now, is that like Walmart wine? Is that what that is?
It's that bear.
Yeah, it's the kangaroo, the one with the kangaroo on it. What's it called?
Okay.
Oh, no, the shampoo brand.
Yellowtail, that's what it's called.
Yellowtail. That's not bad. It might shock you, but that's actually what I'm drinking. But I won't say it's fully filled with this, but there's at least about two in here that we'll be enjoying while we're talking some ball.
Jesus.
I'm drinking a Corona in a can. Should be a crime.
And, just drinking rum. Nothing's changed. Yeah,
classic Cuban drink there. Classic.
yeah, you know what? Why'd you got to bring that into it? You're not allowed to do that.
All right, guys. So let you guys know, especially the fans out there that are staying tuned in with us right now. We are going to have a special show on Saturday morning here. It's going to be live just like we are right now. It's going to be a live broadcast, but it's going to be a call-in show for fans. We're going to have a special guest that is going to be named later during the week. I'm not going to let you guys in on that quite yet, but I'm excited to have him on. Had a great talk with him yesterday for almost an hour. So really looking forward to it. He brought me a couple great ideas as well. And we're going to be enjoying that morning. Bring some mimosas, bring some Bloody Marys, whatever you like to drink in the morning of a game day. You know, first game of the year, get it started. Super pumped about that. So we'll go ahead and jump into something else. We had a giveaway. I know it was before everybody started following us, and it was kind of small and everything. But for the giveaway tonight, it's a Charlie Ward signed basketball and football plaque by the man himself, the Heisman winner. And we only had about 5 to 10 people who answered. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull out this hat right now. We're just going to pick out a name from the hat. I promise I didn't rig it, guys. I swear I didn't rig it.
I should have entered.
All right. And the winner of the Charlie Ward signed basketball and football plaque is Connor Goodspeed.
No way.
The man himself from Pensacola has won the Charlie Ward plaque. So congrats, Connor. Feel free to DM us your address, and we'll go ahead and ship that out to you. So good stuff for you. And we'll just jump into some quick hitters. What do you guys think about this Jalen Ramsey deal that he signed today?
Paid, bro. Freaking paid. I don't know why DBU is even a debate at this point, dude. We got Ahmad Black literally being a substitute teacher, rolling TVs to go watch an old movie nobody wants to see. Jalen Ramsey's making $100 million. Like, it's just good for him. Good for him. Go get paid, bro.
Yeah, no joke. It's good for the DBU brand. Also, I mean, if Derwin James wasn't hurt too, and he's probably a few years away from resetting the safety market too, so it's going to be full DBU. There shouldn't be any kind of discussion the next couple of like 5 years or so of who's holding on, at least in the NFL wise. I know Florida State on field right now has been struggling, but Jalen just got paid and he was good about it. He was quiet. He talked about it on Hard Knocks about him being silent. He didn't want to talk. He probably knew he's about to get paid a good amount of money. And just a few weeks later, he gets a good stack of 9 figures.
It's been a bad couple weeks for Jacksonville Jaguars fans. I'm happy for Jalen. That's awesome. I kind of expected it, though. He's going to get paid pretty soon. He deserves it. I think we are DBU for sure. Us and LSU, maybe Ohio State.
Yeah, definitely those 3 teams. I mean, obviously we are DBU. We DBU stands always. But it was pretty much expected that Jalen was going to get this payout eventually, in my opinion. So I think that's why the Jags just took those picks. They're not going to pay him that type of money. LA kind of shedding a lot of money there for Jalen, in my opinion. But I mean, he deserves it in all right. So good for Jalen, man. Really excited to see him ball. Backing up the Brinks truck in LA now. So good for him.
Yeah, he was and also in Hard Knocks, he was looking at a pretty nice house in LA. So I think he is known kind of about at least the years, maybe on that deal that he was probably about to expect with he has a really good agent. But I'm sure he kind of had a feeling that he was going to be in LA for a while, which I'm all for it. Let him be there. It's a poppin' area, and he'll represent FSU well in LA, and he's going to have a nice house, I think.
Yeah, that's something I was thinking too.
Maybe.
Yeah, 5 of them.
What?
Cam Akers is over there, isn't he? He's playing
Cam's in the Rams too. But when Jalen first got to the Rams, I was very skeptical on if he was gonna stay there. I was thinking he's going there for until his contract's up or whatever, and he's gonna leave somewhere and go get a fat paycheck. But he got that while just staying in LA. So I mean, good for him. I'm pretty stoked that he's still there, and LA fits those Knowles pretty nicely, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
They're living.
West Coast Knowles.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right. We'll get a little bit more serious here with this. So little information came down a couple of days ago or yesterday, I believe, that the women's basketball head coach, Sue Sammerau, is going to be skipping this upcoming season to spend time with her mother, who has been diagnosed with cancer and is battling cancer. So I personally just wanted to kind of throw that in here and wish her and her family nothing but the best and send my prayers up there. If anybody else has anything to say, go for it. I mean, she's a great coach, in my opinion, and has really changed women's basketball here at Florida State.
Yeah, no, I agree. I've luckily been able to spend some time with her off the court, and just as a person, she's even lended opportunities to me, and she's always just been the sweetest lady. And I wish the best for her family. And I think that's honestly, I'm glad that she's doing it. And like Caleb said, she's really changed the game here at Florida State. If she's going to have a year off, and definitely with the reasoning, she needs to go do it. So we'll give her the best support. And I think Florida State and on the court is going to be just fine. They have really good coaching staff, and all the best to the Sue's family. I think it's good to go over there.
Well said.
Second that.
All right, guys. So something that's been big on the minds of not only Florida State fans, but the university as a whole has been this talk of boosters and the problems that we're having with season tickets and the whole booster knowledge. And it's just ever changing right now, and things have changed. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to bring in 2 of these guys. They're very knowledgeable, not only in Florida State sports, but when it comes to the booster system as well. So I'll go ahead and throw it over to both Gabe and Logan, and you guys can kind of run with the floor here and talk about what you see with the boosters, and if anything's going to be changing, or how do we increase, that allotment and participation from the fans.
Yeah. So, I was literally, this is probably my first year out of school, just because, with graduate school, law school, and everything, it's the first time I've actually had the opportunity to give back. And with that, I got involved with boosters because just like you know, if you're going to donate to anything, you might as well donate to something you're passionate about, you know, and I like watching the Knowles on Saturday. So, you know, if something's going to get my money, it's going to be FSU. Now, the big thing that I've noticed with boosters and what surprises me is if you go on Twitter right now and you look at all the people on Twitter, and I'm talking, you know, FSU Twitter is deep. Like it's like my entertainment throughout the day. If half of those people would donate the $70, which is I think is like the minimum level. And they even have plans now where I guess you can donate like $7 a month for like up to 10 months, and it equals to $70. Now it doesn't sound like much, but when we get, you know, 100, 500, 1,000 people doing that, you know, that's when you get it. And then of course you got your people doing bigger levels and stuff, which is, you know, what everybody should strive to be as they get older or farther down in their careers. But I mean, just noticing it down here in South Florida, I got a really badass booster rep. His name's Kyle Kashuk. He'll probably be on this at some point. Kid's the man. He's been throwing a lot of networking events. And just, you know, those in and of itself, I mean, I'll tell you, I've gotten probably like, you know, 4 or 5 cases from those events. So it's more than just FSU. Like, it helps you out at a professional level. But, you know, more so, I mean, if you want to compete with, and I hate saying it, but like, you know, Florida, they're a lot older than we are. Their alumni base is a lot deeper than we are. I think our football tradition is 10 times better than theirs, but that's besides the point. And you're just getting that money year in and year out because they got people that are just bull gators. You know, they bleed gators. They're probably from Orlando. They probably married their sister, but they bleed, you know, orange and blue. So, like, that's what they're going to do. And I think if we could get more participation, especially from our generation of Knowles, because we're getting to that point where, like, the guys that remember 2013, even the dudes that are older than us that remember 99, you know, we're starting to get to that age where, like, people are starting to be a little bit professional and can do that. And if we put our money where our mouth is, I think we can, you know, kind of help our team out a little bit. I mean, a lot of it has to come from the field, from the coach and all that stuff, but a little bit should come from us. But I'll let Logan take over. But
yeah, no, I agree a lot with what he's saying. And I also, to take it to like the football side, I do think they're on a better path. Obviously, definitely football wise on the field, wind is going to help. Obviously, that's an easy way of putting it. But I think what Norvell and the staff that he's brought in admin wise, obviously I'm terrible with names, but obviously you grab the guy from the Rams over there, and then also you grab a new guy, and that's eventually going to probably be your CEO or your boosters dude. I'm bad with names, but most likely, yeah. And he did a great job in his previous stops with Dallas Cowboys, Oklahoma, where he set records. Obviously, they were having some really good football. Actually, in 2013, I think he set a record for the most boosters and inside their program. They set a new all-time record, and that was in 2013. Florida State won the national championship then, so it wasn't like, boo, they won it all and they got all those boosters. So I think Norvell has put in a good place around a good staff around him to kind of build this booster line. And I think also you lose your previous guy that was running it all. And there's a lot of things we could talk for hours about that, on how that was kind of badly managed, I guess you could say. But wins and things like that. And it's not just boosters for football. I mean, basketball is rolling right now, and you'd like to see more people throwing in money towards them. They probably could have gone to a Final Four, and you know that helps a lot money wise. But I think product on the field, for at least football wise, is going to help a little bit. But it has been struggling the last couple of years.
Yeah, and I'm real interested to talk with your rep down there in South Florida, Gabe and Kyle. I'm really looking forward to that because, I mean, being like your typical fan, and I mean, I love Florida State. I do nothing but, you know, soak myself in it on a day-by-day basis. Shit, I work for Garnet and Gold as their e-commerce manager. So I'm always involved in Florida State, so no matter what. So I still don't know enough about it, I feel like, when it comes to, like, being a booster at this point. So, like, being able to sit down with him, I hope to meet him this weekend since he's coming up to Tallahassee, talk to him a little bit, to like sit down with him and kind of get a greater grasp of what it entails, you know, to get to that level and to fully understand it. So that way, you know, people like myself or fans like myself or even younger fans who don't necessarily know, like, hey, what's this going to, or why is it being built this way or whatnot? And so it kind of gives them some answers. And I feel like having a platform like we do and in that sort of fashion will help those younger fans, especially with younger fans who like to drink and, you know, party and love to listen to Florida State football. So, I mean, that's what we do, and I'm really looking forward to that. So
the big thing with that, and this is one of the big reasons why I joined, I was I guess Boosters does this thing where if you're within 5 years of graduating or something, they like match you. So let's say you donated enough to be a Warrior level booster, Florida State or Boosters will match you and they'll put you in. So last year when I was doing that, I went to there's that new restaurant on Madison. I think it's called like 51 Madison or Madison 51 or something like that.
51st on Madison.
Right, and it's mostly like a boosters only thing. So I went there. Best Bloody Marys you're ever going to have, by the way. And that's what sold me. And then when I got more involved doing it again, and like, you know, I started learning, and I've been on every Discord there is. I've been on War Chant. I've been on, except Logan Robinson's. I'm working on getting on that one.
Unreal.
But I've been on, you know, I was on War Chant. I was on 247. I was with, you know, James Coleman. Shout out James Coleman, the man. You know, but like all that information that I was getting from there, I was already getting from Kyle, the booster rep down here, just because it was like, you know, it's not like it's insider information, but it's like, hey, as soon as he finds out, like, you know, you get a text message. And I mean, for me, that's my big thing is just like, I'm just obsessed with this little team we got and this little program. So stuff like that is great, but it's just the opportunities to be around other like-minded Noles and just grow your network out that way. I think it's invaluable. And plus, I mean, like I said, the only people that have in the state of Florida, at least, because Miami fans are coming to go. You know, there's no booster down there. It's maybe like one or two successful ones and some NFL guys that, you know, are probably getting arrested. Florida is like a whole bunch of old dudes. If we can get ours going, I think we could have a pretty strong booster presence as far as the big three in Florida go. And no, I do not count UCF.
Yeah, UCF, who are they anymore?
Some community college in Orlando.
Yeah, who are they? Yeah, no, I mean, booster, the younger crowd here would be nice. I'll just be honest, right now, I've never even thought about becoming a booster, but I think a lot of that, if you're native here and you've lived in Tallahassee, your parents usually probably are boosters, but I do think it would be a good idea for younger people as a whole, maybe students even, to kind of you know, put back and try to help the program as much as you want, because everybody's watching the games. I mean, nowadays you're watching football for 6 months and then you're watching basketball for 6 months. You know, you're keeping up with all of them. Even the women's sports are incredible here in Tallahassee. We're very lucky to have them. Got great coaches, but, you know, becoming a booster, it helps a lot with a lot of different things. You know, Florida State wants to build their only football facility. How's that going to happen? Well, I don't know if the Spanx lady is going to give off some of her money. It wouldn't be much for her, but it would be nice for her just to hang, you know, Venmo a little bit of that over to us. But I don't think that's
good.
Just a little bit.
What would we name it? What would we name it if that was the case? If Spanx threw up some dough, what are we calling it?
The Spanx facility. I don't know if that would probably be a good idea. I don't know if Thrash or I don't know whoever's here being the president would like it, but you know, if they want to build all that kind of stuff, they've got to work on some money situations. But I think it's gonna start progressing. You've got a good coach. I think you got a good coach coming in, and he put a staff around him, not only for football, but financially, that is very smart and has had really good success, both pros and college, and even outside of that, and different firms. So I'm interested to see it grow.
I think that's where the bonus of hiring Mike Alford is going to come in. I think he is a fantastic hire for them. I mean, like you were saying, he's been with the Cowboys, he's been with Oklahoma, he's been with numerous other programs as well that are very highly thought of and that brought in money. And so that's ultimately what we're trying to do now. And so he's going to be creative instead of the old school way where it's just based off of season tickets or you know, season sales like that. And this guy, Mike Alford, is going to come in and kind of rejuvenate this booster, you know, program that we have here. And I'm super excited to see what creative ways he has to come up with this money to, get the football only facility and get these other things that we need and desperately need. I mean, we need upgrades when it comes to, just our everyday like marketing on the side of the practice facility or the practice field or anything like that. Like, it's just little things like that where we're falling behind so many of these other teams, even though we have a national championship 7 years ago. So hopefully Mike Alford's going to come in and, be that guy who's going to recreate and restructure this whole, booster system that we got going. And I think he's going to be the man for the job.
They're dropping bags too, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Off
If you
the
want
record, we got to drop some bags because there's no reason Miami should be having these recruits. I mean, they got Ed Reed, who's definitely doing more than his job description, if we're going to call a spade a spade. So we got to be in position to do something like that.
Mm-hmm. You got to get the offensive lineman somehow.
Yeah, right. How about that? Alec Eberle now has a offensive line school. I don't know if you guys saw that. But he's teaching young kids to be an offensive lineman. How that's happening is beyond me, but it's happening.
I did not hear that. I've got to put that in the Discord that you're not in. I'm going to have to put that in there for everybody to discuss.
Dude, I got the insider heat. Just kidding.
Probably in a wall somewhere.
Oh my! Wait,
I'm serious. I'm not even kidding. I wish I was lying, but
that's wow. That's
Jesus.
the funniest thing I've heard in weeks, maybe this whole year. I mean, that is that's scary to hear. I feel best of luck to them. I hope they're not paying money for it.
no, they are probably.
a free training.
Jesus.
Poor kids in Virginia, dude. They're just buying whatever they see.
Yeah, I guess I can start. Like, maybe I can start teaching. Like, I feel like I can start teaching quarterback or DB at this time. Damn, if he's able to do it, I could do it, right?
It's an inspiring story. It is an inspiring story.
It is.
All right, Marshall, you want to go ahead and lead us into this preview?
Sure. I haven't talked in like 15 minutes. Yeah, so we got Georgia Tech this week. I guess I'll start with the offensive side of the ball. Last season was Georgia Tech's first year getting away from the wishbone offense, if I'm not mistaken.
Triple option.
Yeah, triple option, wishbone, flex bone, something like that. And it looked like they're trying to fit a square peg in a round hole last season, honestly. They moved to more of a spread offense, with a lot of read option, very vanilla passing game. But this season, they had a great recruiting cycle. They have a lot of fresh young talent. If Jahmyr Gibbs is starting at running back, I would be actually kind of worried about that. Jahmyr Gibbs was a running back. I watched his film when he was in high school, and I thought he was Dalvin Cook, honestly. I mean, looks like he's that type of a talent. If he's in the backfield, I heard there's a rumor Justin Fields could be started. Not Justin Fields. I hope not. Jeff Sims. Jeff Sims could be starting, so it could be interesting. But I think our defense will handle their offense pretty well. Defensively is probably their best on the defensive side of the ball. Their linebackers are kind of slow. They have trouble filling in gaps, but they can lay the wood. They have an All-American free safety and Wanye. I think it's like Wanye Thomas. So if we can keep the ball away from him, I think our wide receivers with Warren Thompson and Tamari Terry on the outside and everyone else, I think we'll handle them pretty well. I think we cover the spread. That's my prediction. I think it'll hit the under, though. So we'll see.
Yeah, dude, I'm not so sure that I think we probably cover the spread too. Probably safer to just not play it at all, considering new head coach, and apparently a 60% chance of rain here as well that afternoon. So we'll see how that goes. But new offense, so all these guys are learning new stuff all over again for the fourth time in 4 years. It's stupid, sucks. I get it. But I think we're going to be a little bit better than a bunch of people expect. I think Jay Black is going to get back to, that freshman Jay Black that took over after Francois was injured. So he would be a little bit more confident, let loose a little bit. He's not having to be all tight there. And run a specific offense that's not necessarily geared towards him. I think this offense that Norvell is going to run is more fit for James Blackman. I'm really excited to see what Warren Thompson does after all that we just went through with him.
He's mentally there, man. It'd be great.
It's win.
I hope so, man.
Put up or shut up.
Yeah. No.
Wait.
Go ahead. Go
do you
ahead.
know what's like? Has anybody been watching what Norvell does? I know Logan's got some. I've seen you put up some practice footage, but what does this look like, man?
This game, I think they cover it. I don't have any problem with this. I do think, the thing that we talked about last night on the roundtable was, it's not that you got a coach that can score points coming in, but this defense should be coached well, and there should be a lot more takeovers. That already puts on points, and then takeaways for touchdowns puts on points. And then the biggest thing that Norvell's great at is special teams. I mean, Memphis turn kicks like it's a nothing. I mean, some of them I watched during while the countdown to college football games were on ESPN, and most of them are called back, sadly, just off of bad blocks, whatever, but they at least got one during a game. So I think Florida State's going to do just fine offensively, and I'm really more excited to see the defense and where these guys are going to be fitting the best. I mean, the defensive line is a defensive line. It's pretty much going to be the same, but you got Lovett coming in. Time to see Kando be a breakout player. It's crazy to say he'd be a breakout player, but we just haven't seen much production out of him.
Injuries for so much. Dude.
Yeah. So those are probably my biggest things, and probably my favorite guy coming in. It was my guy last year, but I never got to see him. It's Travis J. Obviously, he's all over the depth chart, but with Hamza Najaldeen being out for a little bit, obviously they have two kind of different builds and maybe positions, but he's going to get a lot of burn in this game because he's got to get some PT before they head down to the 305. So Travis J. and Kando, I think, are going to be some two players that are going to change this game, and we're going to be watching highlights Saturday night of them.
What about that O-line, man? That's where it begins and ends for me, man. We're going to go as far as they're going to let us, but apparently it's all new. Brady Scott sitting down. What's good with that?
Yeah, I mean, the thing with the O-line, that you got Coach Atkins coming in, who's really respected. He's recruiting his tail off, and I had a feeling that's why I never want to predict what the offensive line is. Definitely with the new coach coming in, he's going to make his own adjustments. And so Babion moving away from center, you're going to put Smith in there in the middle, which we haven't really seen too much of, but a lot of people are really excited to see something new and hopefully revamped up there. I do think they should have a pretty solid game against Georgia Tech. Nothing's too threatening, not threatening too much there. I mean, it's going to get a lot worse whenever you get into heading into the 305 and then the rest of the season, but Georgia Tech isn't bringing in a big cat that you're really too worried about. This will be a good tune-up and try to create some kind of rhythm before you head down to Miami, because it's weird having a bye week after this. It's really weird.
Yeah, I really like that move of Babion over to guard. The thing with Babion, he never had trouble stopping anybody. So that wasn't his deal. His whole deal was snaps. So he could never get that under fucking control, and that was his big issue. And then the whole issue with Baselli is he couldn't stop anybody. So pick or choose whichever one you want. And then we see Maurice Smith coming here, and I hadn't heard anything all practice or camp or whatever you want to call it from anybody about Maurice Smith, taking snaps and everything like that. So I was just very shocked when they came out and they said Maurice Smith was the starting center. But I think Babion sliding over that guard spot is excellent for him. I think that's going to be a good switch. And you got Dante Lucas in the other guard spot. Darius Washington, we know how he is. He played a pretty decent amount last year. I expect him to improve tremendously this season, and especially after he had a good offensive line coach last year. But I think Atkins is just as good as an offensive line coach as was it Randy?
The O-line coach from last year?
Yeah, right. The guy who was connected to Bryles.
Oh, Clements. Yep. Yeah, Randy Clements.
Randy Clements. So, yeah. So yeah, I mean, he's just as good, if not better. I mean, he brings a little bit more fire and passion to the offensive line, in my opinion, than Randy did. Randy's more of a get the job done and then I'll praise you. But really looking forward to this offensive line. I think they are going to make some strides. I don't think they're going to be huge strides, but it's definitely going to be something to keep an eye on because, like you said, Gabe, how the offensive line goes is how this offensive line or how this offense is going to go.
We're just so stacked everywhere. I mean, running back is yet to be seen because, I mean, I don't know what this transfer kid can do. Apparently he's good, but we got – you look at our wide receivers, I think they'd be hard-pressed to find a bet, especially with everything that happened with LSU, with all their kids opting out for whatever reason. But I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a better wide receiving group. And I'm saying two deep. I'm not even saying our starters. If you look at our two deep at wide receiver, we're pretty stacked. Running backs are above average. So if we can just get a little bit of O-line play, we've been saying that for 4 years now, but just like a little bit of O-line play, we'll see.
I just want to rank in the top 100. I'm 26 for the past 3 years.
Jesus, yeah, that's awful play. But dude, yeah, wide receiver room is stacked. I mean, like you were saying, your first stringers, you got Warren, you got Scary Terry, and you got Helton there. So 3 top-notch guys right off the bat, and then right behind them you have Kenyon Tournier, you got Ontario Wilson, and Jordan Young. So good luck to whoever's having to guard these guys. Like one guy gets tired, one guy blows a tire or whatever, gets hurt, another guy's going to step up. And the thing is, on this, in that 2 deep depth chart, nowhere do you see Brian Robinson. So you could even go 3 deep there, and you still got a stud who's just a freshman, albeit. But I mean, I think Brian Wilson is going to be an absolute stud here, either next year or the year to follow that. So, like you were saying, wide receiver room staff.
Oh, by the way, shout out to Cody Kraft Nissan, tuning in to the show today. Thanks, Cody.
I like the wide receiver room, and I was totally shocked about the Warren Thompson getting that 3rd spot. I'll be honest. I do think it's Terry and Keyshawn, and you got to figure out who's going to be the cat that pop in. I thought Jordan Young might have been taking it. I do think it's a little 50-50, honestly, between Warren Thompson and Young. I think both of them are really talented, but if Thompson's got it and his mental state is good to go, we've seen little flashes of it, little tiny flashes during games, but man, all we've heard about it is in fall camps, spring camps. That's all we really get. It's time to see it during games. That goes the same for kind of Jordan Young. He's more of a quiet guy than anything. He doesn't really like talk, and he's been patient. But whenever he gets his chance to be out there, he utilizes it. He had a nice game against Arizona State. He can just make grabs. So the wide receiver room is stacked, and we'll see. And hopefully we'll get some updates soon on Brian Robinson, because in the early part of practicing in camp, he was flashing. So there might be some things that he's recovering from injury wise. I don't think it's too brutal, but hopefully we'll get some updates on Brian Robinson on his end, because I was really excited to see him jump in there, because DJ Matthews is gone, and I thought maybe Robinson jumps in there, because we were also not wondering about Thompson and what he was doing.
Did you ever hear anything on that?
DJ Matthews, I don't think we'll see him at least for a good while. I don't think he'll be.
Is that just after the whole COVID Twitter thing?
Yeah, and he's got some family to take care of too.
Right.
And
I know he's got a kid, and
yeah, so that's kind of mostly the thing that he's focusing on right now, is taking care of his family, and he also is about to graduate, so. He might be done with football. It was pretty interesting to me, though, because he worked out a lot during this offseason. He put on a little bit of weight. He was dialed in, and he was over there working out with Cam Newton in Atlanta for a little while. So it was pretty interesting to me to see, kind of a 180 being hit. But, I mean, it's James Blackman's roommate, or was previously. But I don't know. I think Florida State will be fine, though, without them. And the special teams is another thing to talk about too.
That's what I was going to ask. Are you mad about that? I mean, I know there's a few players that if they didn't, if God forbid they didn't make it this year, I wouldn't exactly be too mad about it.
Oh no, I mean I'm not, but I mean DJ's been around forever. He's just kind of been that staple. I mean, Keyshawn Helton easily slots in there. I mean, it's not a huge loss in my opinion at all. So I'm not mad. I was just very curious as to like if there was something else that like was going on that not anybody really knew of. So
No, yeah. I'm just saying as a locker room guy, because there's a few guys that people are talking like Jimbo guys and like guys that are just moving forward that maybe we'd just be better by cutting our losses.
Yeah, Matthews is kind of in that area, and that's why I was really hopeful during this offseason, like I was talking about earlier, that he was kind of making more strides on dialing in and staying focused more than anything. But there is kind of some distractions off the field that he brings. Is the team really going to lose him? Is that a brutal hit for Florida State offensively and special teams? I don't think so. Some people were saying that it's a brutal hit for the special teams as a whole for punt return, but I'm sorry, I don't feel that way. I think Florida State's going to be just fine. You got Jay, you could run back there. Keyshawn has been back there. I mean, you've got skill cats that can take good care of it. And I mean, it was 50-50 with Matthews sometimes on punt return. Also, that goes with coaching. But
yeah, when you're told to just wave your hand in the air, I mean, there's not very much you can do.
Nothing changed. It was really there's so many things about the coaching the last couple of seasons, but I mean, after you do 2 weeks in a row of going east and west, and you're still not getting a slap on your wrist and not getting pulled out even. No wonder the punt return has been pretty pitiful the last couple of seasons.
Marshall, you're quiet over there, dude. What's going on?
Oh man, y'all just put the reins on that. That's either that nice for you, I guess. But
talk about your running back room now that your boy Kalen's gone.
I think it's fine. I think Corbin's gonna actually be a really good player. And he's wearing a number 0. Looks so good. I was not a fan of that until I saw it. It looks good. The new white numbers are popping. Man,
how about that?
What's up?
The friggin' white numbers. That's big. That's probably bigger than anything else we've talked about. The white numbers.
Yeah.
Looks like we're back in Pasadena.
Almost. We still got to get rid of that shoulder stuff. I kind of agree with what's his name, Tarif. On that one, the shoulder.
Hopefully, Tariq's gonna get going now. You mentioned his name.
Yeah,
he's just gonna start blowing up the timeline.
Yeah, I told him. Well, he showed up last night on our show, and we were all talking before he came in here, and I was like, he better be showing up with a uniform with white numbers on. But he shows up with his own branded shirt, and it's Garnet, and he's got gold letters on his shirt. I'm like, what? What are you doing, man? You can't be talking all this talk on Twitter and making this whole thing happen pretty much, and you just show up with gold lettering on your Garnet shirt. What are you doing?
Make sure he knows not to make a rap song about this coach, though. That was kind of I love the guy. I think he's talented. Just like, let's wait a season and then make the rap song.
Now we can get like John Party to make a song for us or something.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe, switch the genres or something.
Yeah.
Let's see. But heading back to the defense, I don't think we really touched on that a whole lot besides what Logan did. But I'm really high on our defense, man. We've got some of the top talent, I think, in the nation, not just the ACC. I think we perhaps have the most talent in the ACC for sure. I mean, obviously you got Clemson, you got Miami, but I mean, Miami's got Rousseau just opted out, and so that's their defensive line or defensive end there. I mean, they obviously got that guy from Temple, but besides the point, I mean, Durden moving to the second string DT is huge in my opinion. Putting Coop next to Marvin is going to be nuts. And then right after them, you got Fabian Lovett, the new guy from Mississippi State, coming in next to Durden. That's just scary right off the bat. And then you got Kane, obviously returning from injury. Hopefully he can stay healthy. That's just been the big thing with Kane, though. If he can stay healthy, then he will be an animal. Like, he could easily find himself in the top 3 rounds of the draft if he can stay healthy. And then, J-Rob coming in here had a pretty good season last year once Kane went down. But let's see some of that flash now that he's not the main guy coming off the edge anymore, and see if he can be able to cause some havoc back there. So that defensive line is going to be absolutely fucking nasty.
Yeah, love it. And Durden coming off the bench is going to wear down some offensive lines, keeping it strong and fresh like that. What's crazy to me about the depth chart is seeing things like Cyrus Fagan, number 3 on the depth chart now. It shows you how competitive our secondary is now, how deep it is. That's very subject to change throughout the season because now they're all fighting for a spot. I think our secondary is going to be very, very good if our offense can keep them off the field long enough to keep them fresh.
Yeah, I agree. They're that DB room, bringing in Dotson and Jerry and Jones. Woo, it woke up that DB room real quick. I mean, I think it even woke up Asante. I think he had to wake up, and I think it's good for him. More competition. We heard really early on. I was told about Jerry and Jones just whenever they're working out on the field before they even put pads on. Whenever they're going through their weeks of conditioning, and they said that he's just a big, big, big time competitor. And look at him; he's going to be starting on Saturday against Georgia Tech. Dotson might be recovering from a little maybe something that he's dealing with health-wise. That might be a thing that's going on there. There's been some rumors on that end, so that might be. I was big on Dotson. He's a big competitor. He's good really good guy in the locker room too, from what I've heard. So those transfers coming in, great job by Adam Fuller and Norvell, and doing their homework. Also, of course, Coach Woodson, but also love it coming in too. That's the best part about, I think, going into this game. One of the best storylines is that you got transfers coming in that you haven't even seen out on the field in an FSU uniform that are going to play a good, significant time. And we didn't get to see them during spring. Haven't had any kind of just little 10-second videos on social media from whoever here and there. But I mean, the best part is going to be able to see these cats out there doing their thing and being like, oh, snap, that might be my new favorite player. So that's a fun storyline I'm looking to defensively.
Big question as far as the defensive line goes. And I mean, I've been pretty critical of him myself, but Corey Durden, when he gets moved back, I'm curious to see what he does when he's not lined up next to Marvin Wilson. Because one thing that I paid attention to last year, when Marvin Wilson got injured, Corey Durden should have been that guy to kind of step up a little bit. And he just wasn't. I mean, he was average at best. I feel like his best games were when Marvin Wilson was in there taking a lot of that attention from him. But, I mean, who knows? This whole offseason with Coach Storm, something we haven't talked about yet, to go, for my opinion, so far. But, Corey Durden, all he was good for when Marvin Wilson wasn't there is costing us 15 yards. So can he make that step from a maturity standpoint as well as, just being a player? Because right now on that second string, I don't think they view him as second string. I see is mostly they view him as like, hey, when they rotate in, you're that guy. Can you be that guy? And also Akeem Dent, dude. What's up with Akeem? He cut the dreads. That means he's automatically
he can catch now. He can catch now.
The hands you can work on, but I think you cut the dreads, he's automatically like 0.2 faster in the 40.
You're not wrong.
That's a rabbit chaser, man.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong. Yeah, Akeem Dent obviously was a little bit of a struggle last year. I mean, still a true freshman being thrown in there into some piss poor coaching, to be nice about it, on the DBs. But yeah, I mean, you would think after having that happen just twice, he'd be out there at the jug machine or going through different drills just nonstop until the sun came up the next day. But we're in a new coaching staff now, so we won't talk about Taggarts. But I think Akeem Dent, like I said, those transfers coming in woke up that room. And if you're going to want to get in there and get some PT, you're going to have to impress every day in practice, because Fuller's not playing around with whoever's going to put out there. They grabbed these transfers. These weren't guys that they recruited to come in here. Talking about Akeem Dent, they grabbed these transfers and they think that they're good and they're going to have playing time really early on. And here we are. Jerry and Jones is going to be opposite side of Asante Samuel Jr. and Akeem did come back. He's still, I think he's ready to rock, but he's obviously coming back from an injury from during the spring. So that might be hindering that, but time to wake up. Competition's there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like all these guys are coming in, highly touted, like 4 or 5 star, high 4-star, and 5-star solid guy. Like you coming for a state up, shit, we're fucking DBU. Like we don't have to. It's just gonna be everybody's gonna be scared of us. Like every quarterback is gonna throw our way. Is gonna like throw it right to us because they're scared to even like try and attempt a good pass. But they learned real fucking quick, in my opinion, that wasn't the case. Like we said before, some of that probably had to deal with coaching. And I don't necessarily put that all on Harlan Barnett because he wasn't running what he was used to running. Not anything of his own fault there, but when you consistently, dude could have had 8 picks last year. Easily could have been up there with Miko and lead the nation in assists. Jesus, watching too much basketball and interceptions. But like just right to him and you drop him. But I mean, I guess that's why he's a corner. But there also multiple times. I know a lot of people like to talk about this, but shit, I don't care how many times that the ball gets overthrown and you just incomplete and the ball's overthrown. What the hell did you do, dude? How many times I saw King Dent do that shit over and over and over again pisses me off. Like, if you didn't do anything, why are you waving your hands? Like,
no, that's just the quarterback. I think they all do that.
For some reason, dude, it was always him. Like, I don't know why. Maybe I was just locked in on him at all times when he did that, but it used to piss me off so much.
Spencer Samuels was getting burned, so he didn't have the opportunity to do that.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Talk about a disappointment. Jesus. We improved when he registered for the draft. That was addition by subtraction, like perfect example. So I think we're automatically going to be better because we don't have number 8 playing corner.
Oh, Stanford. Yeah, Jesus. I thought you said Asante. I was like, what?
No. I'm talking about SS3.
Yeah.
Milk, dude.
Dookie.
Yeah, that was awful. And then on top of, I mean, we just spoke about the defensive line and the corners, but this is perhaps Marshall's favorite, portion of the locker room here, and that's linebackers.
I'm a headhunters, man. There's not really anything out of the ordinary on the depth chart what I've seen. I'm expecting big things from Amari Gainer, big time. I think Amari Gainer is going to have a breakout season, do more than he's already had. Y'all can go off on that.
Yeah, that's Logan's boy from high school.
Yeah, I had the beautiful chance. So they moved me, my tall, skinny ass. I put on a little bit more pounds, but they put my ass at fullback, so I'd be over on the edge having to block him. Our first spring or actually fall camp, once we actually had full pads on, who are you going to have first in your Oklahoma drills? So first off, it was against me and him, and I'm 2 years older than him. But it was about as equal, and I was like, "Oh, sweet Jesus Christ! This isn't good." I don't feel intimidated because I'm a cocky son of a bitch, but I'm still talking shit. But I just knew, in my mind that I was like, wait a second, nobody really won that, and he's 2 years younger than me, so that was a little intimidating. But
you didn't let it go, though. You didn't let it go.
No, not at all. Not at all. He had no idea. But I agree. I think Gainer should have a big season. I'm interested to see. It really depends on how Fuller and Marv are going to use him because he's just a different kind of threat. He's not a solid linebacker. He's kind of switched off from the edge because that's what he was in high school. He was a weak side defensive end, and he's fast and twitchy. I think I'd like to see him used in blitzes because he'll hit you for sure. A guy that I want to see that's going to step up and hopefully have a big season. I know he will, but it's Emmett Rice. He's put on a really good amount of pounds on him. I'm all about weight gains and all that kind of stuff. That's all I talk about on Twitter. That's what I'm good for, is tweeting on who's gained weight and where they're at. But for linebacker, you've got to put on weight. He looked like a DB against the Alabama game. He's looked like that throughout his career until I guess he wanted to really start eating. And he's turned into a leader, which that linebacker group really needs. And it seems like Warner might be kind of a little bit of a surprise here and here that actually switch it up. And I think for him, it was really about coaching. He was put in some terrible spots the last couple of seasons. And I think we might see a jump in him too. But McCray and Deloach, McCray moving to the outside to trim down some pounds. McCray is as a dude that should have a big season. And then the younger guys, obviously, Dix, maybe a little bit of Lundy here and there, but it'll probably be Dix that we'll see early on because he looks like Ernie Sims Jr. And I'm all about big hits. I'm right there with Marshall. I'm all about big hits. And just, that's all I care about in football. I just want to see someone light the fucking shit out of somebody. And it seems like Steven Dix Jr. is going to give me that video that I can put on our Instagram of someone. I just want someone to do him and Travis J to go on a combined hit and break someone's. All right, I'm going to get too mean, but they need to break somebody to break something. Maybe just a finger. How about just a finger? That's all we'll say.
But yeah, talk out of teeth like Brad Kaya. Yeah.
I want a broken collarbone, dude. I'm right there with you. I don't even want a finger. I want a full blown Derek King, like. The only reason I know about the weight gain, by the way, is because of the pictures you've been posting of these kids, dude. This is the first time we have FSU linebackers that look like FSU linebackers in like at least since
beginning, Jimbo.
Well, Jackson looked like an FSU linebacker, but he had the brain of who knows. But it's been a while. It's been a while. Emmett Rice wearing number 1 is just intimidating. I don't know. I think that just looks good. So we'll see. I mean, if they can, play like C+ linebacker play, that'll be leaps and bounds past what we've had the last few years. So.
Oh yeah, DeKalen Brooks got bumped down the depth chart a little bit, so I love that.
That's big. No more favoritism, dude. I love that.
That's one thing I was going to point out, dude. There is no favoritism on this board. No seniority, no nothing. It's if you came to play, then it's your spot.
Yeah, they're moving chess pieces now, 100%.
There was a lot of stupid play too. I mean, start off with Dontavius Jackson, not only just how the way he was running his gaps, but also,
dude, pick up the fucking ball.
Yeah, there was a lot of things discipline-wise that should have been changed really early on, but really too sweet of a coaching staff, too nice. It starts up from the top, obviously with Taggart, but way too sweet. These guys, I've heard from players, I've talked with Carlos Williams, Jacoby McDaniel, all these cats. They've all told me if I'm coming to Florida State, I want to be chewed out if I'm being stupid. I mean, if you want to go play for Alabama, Nick Saban's going to tell you that he's probably going to call you the worst things that you've ever heard in your life,
or till you get the hell off the field.
Yeah, with Willie Taggart, he's going to take away your lollipops after the game if you do something bad. I mean, it was so pathetic, and the discipline was not there. That's what I'm mainly. Saturday-wise, discipline. I want to see organization. I want to see how this defense and not having to celebrate every little thing. Definitely, if you're on a 3rd and 15 and they get a first down, but you had a big hit, but you're still celebrating. That was just kind of the whole Taggart era. That's got to change. It's got to change, or I'm gonna be kind of concerned if nothing on that end has changed. In the first game.
You mean they're not allowed to celebrate a big hit down 20 points? That's not going to happen anymore.
Yeah, to a team that shouldn't even be close with them, talent wise. Then wouldn't that be shocking?
A lot of people hate Jimbo, but I'm not going to lie. I'm a Jimbo fan as far as it came to the way he handled his team. I mean, the way he left us, the whole post Candy Jimbo, I get it. I get it. Like Candy, why'd you do that to us? But the way he handled his team was awesome, and I think that's something that's been missing. When you let these kids, all these kids, if you're coming to Florida State, you were obviously the man at your high school. You grew up being the man, being the Pee-wee like champion, high school MVP, so like you come to this school and somebody's just going to let you be what you were in high school, you're going to do stupid shit. Example A, Dontavius Jackson. Mm-hmm. Example B, everybody else on that defense. So, it's one of those things where, hopefully Norvell's like that dad father figure that just brings down the heat because, that's something we didn't have. Taggart was just like, yo, let's play knuck if you buck and bounce around. And I don't think, there was a part of me that was like, I was ready to drink the Kool-Aid just because of what Jimbo did to us with the Taggart era, and I'm guilty of it. Like, I totally drank the Kool-Aid because Taggart loved Florida State, but not up in here. That did not work for us. So hopefully this whole little switch up works.
It was a go ahead, Marshall.
I'm sorry. I'll be quick. I'm really excited. Norvell this week said that we're not going to have any turnover prop at all. Big time. It's great.
We missed the backpack though.
Yeah, let's. Somebody's got to find that Louis Vuitton backpack. So like,
where is that thing right now? I bet it's at DJX's house.
It probably is.
Right now.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I don't remember. I saw in their last game that Memphis played. What was it, earlier and late last week or whatever it was? They had a turnover prop with their robe or whatever it was. Whenever they had a takeaway, I wonder if it's pretty interesting to see that Norvell acts like he has. I don't know if they had it previously last year though in Memphis if they had that robe or not, but. If they did have it in Memphis and then he comes here and is not going to have a prop, it goes to show that he looked back and saw what was not working and saw that that was kind of stupid or that probably isn't going to work too well with this team. It's probably a smart move. I look at like the little things like that and I see that he's not playing any games, or we're not going to. I'm not going to give you lollipops after the game if you've had a late hit and you've caused the game to screw up or you can't catch or you can't pick up a fumble and you're a veteran like that. You're not going to get a slap on the wrist. And I'm interested to see him chew out somebody on the sideline. I feel like that's what all the fans were looking forward to last year. Please chew out somebody. Please cuss out a player. I mean, it's football. I mean, if anybody's played or whatever, you are going to be chewed out no matter if you're 16 years old in high school or if you're a veteran in the NFL. There was nothing going on in Tallahassee, just way too sweet. And I want to see someone get their ass chewed out for making a stupid mistake.
Yeah, I think maybe in future seasons, we can see a prop come back. But I think Norvell wants to establish our team first and let them earn it. And if we do it again, we need to get like a spear or something, or a scalp.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only acceptable a scalp. The only acceptable like prop to have, I was gonna say, is like a spear or something of that nature. Like, what the fuck is a backpack, dude? Like, secure the bag, sick. Like cool. Like, yeah, they totally secured the bag. They had one pick in their whole entire career, so they're definitely going to go first round. Like, yeah, they totally secured the bag. Like, no, it's not how it's going to work. Like, it's just ridiculous. Do
you even want a prop though? When you think about it, like, I mean, I get everybody else is doing it, but I mean, it's Miami's thing. We'll give it to them. Like, congrats. But I mean, when you think about Miami, they sell their, I mean, I'm from South Florida. I know you guys are up north, so. Yeah, I'm surrounded by these people. I, in fact, grew up with a Cuban family. So until I got educated at Florida State, I was a Miami fan. But, that's like their claim to fame, and I personally don't want a fake chain or a fake something being my team's thing. 20 years they haven't done nothing, but they got this cool chain. Like, I'd rather win football games and not really have to deal with it. But
yeah, I mean, and back to the whole like sweet thing that Logan was talking about. Like, it just played so soft last year. Like, I remember being at the Miami game and we were getting our asses handed to us at halftime, and I left. And the last thing I saw before I left was one of our players help one of their players up off the ground. Excuse me, is this not Florida State Miami?
Yeah.
Like, are you playing like D2, D3 Sanford or some bullshit? No, it's fucking Miami. Why are you helping him? Why are you helping his ass off the ground? Like, leave him there. Like, it means something different to play that game, and you're sitting here helping the team up that's kicking your ass by 24 points. Yeah. Like, what are you doing?
I want to see the same despair and hatred in Odell Higgins' eyes when he shook Dan Mullen's hand last season.
Yeah, that video was pretty funny. I just watched that. Yeah, I was watching that. I was like, damn, Odell really did it to him like that. I had to like rewind it and make sure like Dan Mullen didn't say something from far or whatever. But and that's how it should be. Odell's getting shitted on in Gainesville, and that's how it always should be. I mean, you should be pissed. That's how rivalries go. It's not smile and whatever, and that's how Odell just knows it. It's in his blood. But when you're being sweet to your rival, like Caleb said, I'm sorry, but that's just not how I think of it. Definitely for Miami, where I think is the nasty rivalry. I think Florida's more of the formal one, but when it comes to Miami, they have nasty fans, they have nasty players. They're all usually they grew up playing high school together, so you're going to be saying some fun things on the line whenever you're about to face one another. So I need to see nastiness back, and I also need to see after if you lose a game. I don't want to see half the team smiling and dancing and then the other team pissed and crying. Not on the same level. The culture wasn't there. It still might not be there, might take a little bit longer, but seeing players smiling and just kind of just not being there for your teammates is something that plays a big effect, I think, as a whole. They just weren't on the same page, and it might go to the intimidation factor of not knowing if you're not ready for your opponents or whatever, and you don't really care about the game. But leaving the stadium and guys being all giddy after losing by 3 touchdowns, and then some guys being pissed and throwing their helmets, it's just not on the right page.
Well, y'all saw that on Twitter, right? When I think it was Alec Eberle, and I get on him just because, when I played offensive line, high school level, not a college player, but offensive line. So Alec Eberle apparently tweeted something about supporting your Noles through this tough time, and they really do care. And then somebody, I forgot who it was, quote tweeted him, and he was like, "Dude, I saw you get bottles at Coliseum after we broke our bowl streak." You know what I mean? That's stuff that just doesn't it didn't happen when, the 23rd up until 2015, honestly. Mm-hmm. But, it's just stuff like that that's just irritating. That they just got so used to losing that it's like, okay, that's cool. I'm just going to go to recess anyway, so it doesn't matter. So, stuff like that is just it's stuff that needs to go. They need to start caring, especially with these rivalry games, like you were saying. The Miami one gets heated. The Florida one, it's like okay, but the Miami one's bad.
Yeah, it's nasty.
It's nasty. I mean, I went down there. And, what was it? The first year of Taggart, I went down there and you and I tailgated together, Gabe, and I was in a standalone with a bar behind me, nice little area, and we're whooping their ass at halftime, feeling great, talking all kinds of smack, and then it just totally flipped, and I'm getting spat at, yelled at, and everything, and my girlfriend's with me, and I'm just all right, we're gonna have to leave before something bad happens. So we dipped before it happened. I'm glad I did because it would have gotten so ugly. But it gets real ugly. No matter where you are. I mean, it gets ugly up in Tallahassee too. Between Tallahassee.
Half of them went to Miami-Dade College. Dude. None of them went to UM. They all highest level of education, Miami-Dade College. You ask them why they didn't get a UM, they got into FIU. That is UM.
Yeah. Can't pay for it either.
But let's look at Georgia Tech a little bit. Like Marshall was saying, this Jahmyr Gibbs kid. I know we were after him or looking at him a little bit, and that was a big thing. He did look like Dalvin when he was running on that field in high school. It was pretty amazing to watch his highlight tape and everything. I thought we had a real good chance, and then I don't know what happened. We just kind of got off of him, but now he's the starter there in Georgia, there in Atlanta for Georgia Tech. So I think he'll do good. I don't know if he'll be great this is his freshman year, but one thing I'm real interested to see is if Jeff Sims does get playing time. I really hope whoever is in that stadium, it cheers for this guy, man. I know Jeff Sims is not the greatest quarterback, not necessarily, the type of caliber of quarterback that you want at Florida State, but this dude absolutely sold this university and program to every single recruit that he could and did his utmost, best work ever to try and get any type of recruit here to try and bring back Florida State. So even though he's at Georgia Tech, I still envision Jeff Sims as a no-blooded type of dude.
Yeah, the Jeff Sims situation is interesting. Obviously, he really, if he could right now, he probably still would really like to be in Tallahassee. He was pretty much bleeding garnet and gold, but new staff comes in and it's just the way of the game. And I'm glad, though, that Norvell kind of told him straight up in the office and said, hey, you're probably not going to fit our offense, so you probably want to be playing as much, and it's just it's a respect factor, and he wants to help him, and I'm very sure that Norvell put in a great word and put his name out there as much as he could, talking to other coaches and telling about what Jeff Sims brings on the field, because all the coaches on film, but also how he is as a character and what he's done to help build that recruiting class, and they'd probably be a good job. And he lands in Atlanta, and I think he's got a strong future ahead of him. So I don't want anything bad. If Jeff Sims is going to be there, nothing bad needs to happen to Jeff. I wish he would come out there and play. I mean, that'd be cool for him to actually a chance to play in Doak Campbell Stadium. God knows whenever he'll be able to do it again. But it'll be cool for him to get in there and play a couple snaps if so. Why not? But just don't smack him around too much. Be nice to him. That defensive line is going to be tough to stop them from doing anything. But save it for Sam Howell.
Knock out anyone's teeth. It's Sam Howell.
Yeah. Go and smack the pretty boy later on in the season.
Oh, Sammy Howell, dude. I still can't believe that shit. All riding on. God. I totally forget his name. Like
Walt Bell?
Yeah, dude. Whatever.
Pepperidge Farms remembers, dude. Walt Bell, dude. Moves to where's he coaching now? It's like UMass. They didn't win a game last year.
Yeah, I don't even think they have a season this year either, if I'm correct.
They covered the spread once, and their spreads were consistently at like 30 points.
The guy had like perfectly gelled hair for like every interview. It was just you just wanted to,
He was like a worse man Diaz, honestly.
Yeah, I'm here for Coach Taggart, and I really love his strategy he's putting in. It's like, all right, dude, 6.
Yeah, totally working, isn't it? Like,
yeah. But as far as Jeff Sims, like, I don't know, man. I think there's no. You guys are saying be nice, and that's cool. Like, I think he's a good kid, but dude, no breaks, dude. Go full Bailey Hockman on that kid. I'm just saying. Just how about that?
Like, isn't Bailey Hockman, dude?
Like, I mean, he's not Bailey Hockman. The kid's definitely, he did his part. He probably recruited half the kids in our recruiting class. But he's got a different jersey on. And until we get to that point where they're playing like, okay, he's got a different color on, like, you're not my friend, like, we're still going to be this mediocrity that we've been, in my opinion. I don't know. But, like, Jeff Sims, cool dude. I hope he has a great season other than our game. But our game, I hope he's sacked like 6 times, like 3 times.
Yeah. I'm all about it. Hit him. Screw it. If that's the way you got to change your locker room and whatnot, it can't be nice to anybody. I think it goes in like different levels. Bailey Hockman should have been obliterated. I've had I can't say too much, but I've been in the vicinity of him, and I've just heard from players, and I've just gotten to see it firsthand, and he most certainly deserved that hit of getting obliterated by J-Rob, Amari. Yeah, I mean, he was just asking for it. I knew it was going to happen either way because about 90% of that team did not like him coming in as a freshman, there's so many things, but yeah, I think if you're gonna have to keep the mentality of the locker room, let's get it rocking. Who gives a shit who you are? Screw it.
Yeah,
we got a fan.
This kid Alex Hauser, otherwise known as Turtle, really wants to be on your podcast. He's a Tally hero. Most people know him as a legend back at this place called the Strip. I don't even know if it's still open anymore, but he's saying that he wants to get on this. So
tell old Turt, if you're watching, baby, shoot me a text and we'll figure something out.
Right on.
And speaking of locker room, we got a little fan here bringing in some little banter about bring back no social media during the season. I honestly am a huge proponent and fan of that. I think that's a fantastic idea that Jimbo had. The only problems I see with running into that right now is the day and age and the whole platform. It's used as a platform now. So if you take away the kid's platform, then what's going to happen? What kind of backlash are you going to get on that? So that's my whole thing when it comes to the social media and the no social media.
Yeah, this ain't 2015. This is 2020. They changed.
Trevor Shea, man.
Heck yeah. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's about gonna wrap it up for us tonight.
No score predictions, Caleb? Are you too drunk? What's going on?
Thank
Is
you. Thank you
Caleb
for
hammered
reminding
off
me.
of
Not doing
his
score predictions, dude?
Caleb's
Thank
hammered
you.
off of his Walmart wine. He's hammered. Someone get where's your girl at? I know A Shore is gonna bring you a water soon. I'm gonna get her bring you a water.
She's already got one. She's already got one ready for me, dude. It's wrapped and ready to go. All right. Anyways, since I totally fucked that one up, I'll go ahead and throw it around the round table here, and go ahead and give me your score prediction. We'll start with you, Marshall.
I'll say 31-17 Knowles.
Whoa.
Damn.
Oh, you're copying me. I'm going 31-17 also. That's what I predicted last night on the round table.
Wow.
Or yeah, it was on the round table. So I do think if I'm looking at things I want to see change during this game, discipline, number one, organization, number two, and I'd say Blackman. Not only I think he's going to be just fine during this game. I don't think it's going to be much of a threat, but I want to see how he does with his consistency and making easy throws. And I know he's got a deep ball, but I just want to see how he connects because right now you've got targets all around you. And you got to be able to dice it down there and with ease. Georgia Tech DBs aren't Florida State DBs. He's had a really good chance this offseason to face this defense during scrimmages and every which way. He should be dialed in and ready to rock, and I don't want to see him putting his head down after he makes, he goes 3 and out. He makes a bad throw. I want to see him be able to change that mindset and not lose his mental because that's been a concern. Definitely last year he lost his mental. And also throwing Hornibrook in there was one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. Throwing in definitely 2 quarterbacks in one game like that, flip-flopping them for reasons, I think that really screwed up his mental. You're going from Hornibrook's a left-handed quarterback, and you also have Blackman in there, and so that changes up your whole route tree and everything. There was a lot of stupidity that was going on, but I do want to see Blackman switch up his mental. But 31-17, easy game. Georgia Tech has one last score, so that's why they get 17.
Knowles by 40. I wasn't gonna drink the Kool-Aid, but I drank the Kool-Aid, and this is the reasoning. One, our defense is nasty. Like I really don't think that Georgia Tech, at least up front, can compete with Marvin Wilson and the boys. Our secondary is going to be great. Offense is yet to be seen, but I'm going to hope and pray and whatever else I have to do to get, like Norvell and the boys to maybe get something going. But I really think that our defense is going to get us some short field position. We might be able to capitalize on that because we got, this crazy thing called coaching. And, who knows, man? I'm thinking like a 48 to – actually, so, yeah, I guess it'd be like Knowles by 38. 48-10, Knowles. Ooh. Yeah.
Man.
Don't call me a homer, though, but, yeah.
It wasn't in your intro or anything that Caleb gave us. Yeah, I didn't even know you're an FSU fan. So.
No, dude, I was kidding.
Wait, who's gonna? I always like asking this too because it's just for fun and whatnot. Because I'm probably gonna tweet it because I think that I know everything. But who's gonna be the first touchdown? Like, what's gonna be the first touchdown? Who's gonna score it? What's it gonna be?
Ooh. I got special teams.
God, what is up with you guys copying me? This show just copies. Y'all
Bro,
copied what I said last night.
Studied your film last night.
I told you I barely watched it last night. I didn't watch that part.
Yeah, you did. You watched all of it. You told me this morning that you loved it so much and that you were salivating. And you watched it again this morning, actually.
Yeah, wasted like almost 5 hours.
Yeah, it is about 5 hours. But wait, who's scoring the touchdown? What kind of special teams? You got to be specific here so you're not copying me.
I'm taking kick return to Sean Corbin.
Oh.
Is he returning kicks?
I'm going to say the same person, but on offense, inside the 5. We're going to drive down and punch it in. First season.
Corbin gets it.
I think Norvell goes aggressive as soon as we get the ball. Now, this is if we don't get a defensive touchdown because I love the defense, but I think Norvell gets the ball after a turnover and just sends it. and we get, the same damn Tamorian Terry for 50 yards type touchdown, dude. I mean, I just think that might be it. Logan, what are you thinking, dude?
I'm over here searching, making sure.
All right. Well, while Logan searches, since he cut me off and I didn't get to give my score prediction, he's an asshole.
Oh yeah, I'm a dickhead.
I got Knowles 38-13.
And
I just think we're gonna have two very different touchdowns than we're used to from past season. We're gonna have special teams, and we're gonna have a defensive touchdown as well, whether that be a pick or a fumble recovered for a touchdown. I think they're both gonna happen. This Georgia Tech team just isn't ready for the talent level that we have. Again, they're only in their second season under a whole new system. Offense is going to struggle as normal. You just can't pick it up that fast with guys who, you've kind of just placed together and pieced together there, and guys that are still left over from that old regimen. So don't really know much about their defense, but I mean, it's Georgia Tech. I can't really expect much, especially again with a new head coaching staff and everything like that, only in year 2. And I think our offense is going to actually put up a little bit of fireworks, unlike past seasons where it's just, oh, we're going to run a screen here. Oh, we're going to run a screen to the other side. Oh, 5-yard slant. Let's go. 3 and out. Punt the ball. So it's going to be a lot different this season. We're going to see a lot of mixing it up under center, in shotgun. I think we see a little bit of, what is it called when you got, the 3 backs, you got 2 on each side, 1 behind you, wing set or whatever. I think we'll see a little bit of that. I think Norvell is really going to utilize the double tight end sets as well. So I think Wyatt Rector is going to get some great playing time, especially in this first game. So expecting Knowles to come out here, definitely cover the spread. So I'm really looking forward to it.
We're giving up a bonehead score, by the way. That's where my team comes in. Because it wouldn't be Florida State football if we didn't give up a bonehead score.
Yeah.
All right, Logan, what you got on your tutty?
I'm going, keep on the hype train and everything. I'm going to go Travis J, and I got to pick though between punt return and kick return. I think since Georgia Tech's going to be punting, it all depends because this is going to be the first score of the game. If Georgia Tech gets the ball first and they're punting, because I don't think it's going to last long for them, I think they'll go 3 and out. It's going to be Travis J, and he's going to take it back to the crib, and we're going to have a Greg Reed type of feel in his start of his career that everybody wants to have. Everybody wants to have a little Greg Reed here and there. If you have a Greg Reed on your team, things start looking good. That Greg Reed was early on in Jimbo Fisher's career when things started getting better. He set the tone competitively and also trash talking. And Greg Reed was pretty smart about it. He did some silly things, but he could back it up. But Travis J, first touchdown, special teams.
I saw a video yesterday where he decapitated Marcus Lattimore. It's my favorite video ever.
Yeah. One of the best videos ever. I was there for that game, and it was literally you could just hear his body get cracked in half.
Such a clean hit too.
Poor Marcus Lattimore, dude. He's been destroyed too many times on a football field.
Dude's probably walking with a cane right now.
Or in a wheelchair. He's got some kind of what's that guy that's the Microsoft guy that's in that whatever vamped up wheelchair thing that can move. Oh God, what's his name? I don't want to say anything bad here on live. I'll probably get canceled. But
somebody cut Logan off.
I'm gonna get canceled.
What's up with 17-10 Knowles, dude? I just saw that comment, bro. A lot of faith.
17-10. No,
Turtle with the 17-10 prediction.
Of course, it's Turtle, dude. I mean, did you expect anything less?
Dude, I was expecting some hype,
If only you guys knew this man. He's a legend. He's the one of a kind.
I love it.
Besides Kraft Nissan too. I'm waiting to hear his prediction.
What's their saying? If it's not,
if you're not giving money to Florida State, then screw you. I think that's what it is.
That's just what it should be. But
I think we all will agree with that.
If it doesn't have a Kraft tag, you paid too much. I think it's that's free advertising, Crafty.
Sponsor it.
All right, guys. I want to thank both Gabe and Logan for coming on. Definitely want to have you guys on again at some point. Both of you guys, my guys. Thank you, Marshall, for always joining me as my co-host. We're going to be live from here on out every single time we go and create a pod. We're going to be doing it live. We're going to be having special guests throughout. We got some people on dock. We got some people we're trying to hook up as well right now. Again, this Saturday, huge Saturday morning. Not even a podcast. It's just going to be a live broadcast show. We're not going to be turning it into a podcast at all. It's just going to be come one, come all. We'll go maybe about hour and a half, 2 hours from 9:30. And then after that, we're just going to, get into a game day. So, I mean, obviously we're going to start game day a little early with some mimosas and bloodies or whatever else you like to drink. So feel free to join us. We'll put the link out there via our Twitter, via our Facebook as well. So again, thank you guys. And any parting words?
Always, man. Go Knowles.
Yeah, appreciate you having us on here to start off the season. I'm excited. It's time to start. Hopefully, we don't have to drink too much like what Willie Taggart made me do every year. But hopefully, I can mature a little bit and I have to worry about drinking my sorrows away. But I'm excited. Norvell's here. A new era has really begun, and we'll see if it's the real deal on Saturday afternoon. But I'll be tuning into y'all's show Saturday morning when I wake up while I have College Game Day on too.
Thanks for having me, Skinner. You're the man. And
yes, sir.
Hopefully it's a little different this year. We'll see, man. I don't want to drink the Norvell Kool-Aid like I drank the Taggart Kool-Aid, but
the 40, what is it, 38? What do you have, 48,
yeah,
10?
38,
I think
10,
I will do it.
no.
I think the Kool-Aid's in you.
Yeah, no, okay.
I feel like it'll be a little bit sweeter this time around. So
Fingers crossed.
all right. Thank you guys. And clocking out.